there, welcome back to Matness Pilates. My name is Jess, and today I have a first week recap of your March Matness Pilates Challenge. So if you're just getting your toes into this Pilates world, every March we do our own version of March Madness, where there's a specific March Matwork exercise every day of the classical repertoire. Now, I'm gonna wrap up this first week going through each and every exercises with preps and modifications, lots of options. Okay, so you can make it work for you. I've changed up the order a little bit to make it work for you better. And that way as well, if you're a Club Pilates person, you can do the specific Club Pilates moves because a couple of them have been modified so that they're more accessible for everyone in a class. And that way, if you do have stuff going on with your back and things like that, you can take that modification instead. So very accessible, a very successful way of doing this challenge. Now, you'll need a flex band for one of the moves. If you don't have one, no worries, you can do it without, but flex band's gonna make one of those moves a whole lot easier. So go ahead and grab that. And before we get into it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment, especially if you're specifically trying to do this challenge. Leave a comment so that I know that you did it. Give me the proof. And we're gonna start lying down flat on your back. All right, getting settled down here, let's just start with a few pelvic tilts. I'm gonna put my hands on my belly, thumbs touching the bottom of the ribs, and fingertips touching the hip bones. Exhale, tuck, find your imprint. Inhale, restore neutral. It's just a small little tuck and release. The legs stay out of it. Instead, it's about activating your core. Let's just feel what it is like to go into your imprint today and what it's like to restore neutral. Feel that connection between ribs and hips, like there's safety pins pulling them together. And then just release. We'll do two more. Exhale, imprint. Inhale, release. Remember, you're forcing that air out of your lips. Purse breath. Now in your next one, we'll hold imprint. Leave your tail tucked, keep the ribs drawn to the hip bones. Lift one leg, lift your second leg, single leg reach. Exhale, inhale, return. Exhale, reach the other leg, inhale, return. Holding your imprint here is your number one priority. So just notice how low can you send your legs before the low back wants to pop off. Just go to the height that feels good and stable for you. So I'm changing up the order of your March Madness a little bit, just because I feel like it's gonna make you more successful and give you more options, okay? So starting here with a single leg stretch prep, but then can we maybe add in flexion and go into your full single leg stretch? So let's take hands behind the head. As you go to reach one leg, curl up. Inhale, return, lower. Exhale, curl and reach. Excuse me. Excuse me. Keep going. Still working through a prep here as we go up and down. And if this flexion doesn't feel good, you can just leave your head down and just do the legs. Or if the leg reach doesn't feel good, maybe you just work on your ab preps instead, keeping your feet down. Whatever works. You could even do just one leg reaching, putting the foot down, then reaching your other leg. Make it work for you. If it is feeling good, we're gonna stay curled up and then reach one leg. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. Now, classic choreography, you grab your knee. And if you want to be specific, you're going to have your one hand to the inner knee, other hand towards the outer ankle. Maybe go a little bit quicker. You got this. Keeping your chin tucked, chest lifted, keeping the ribs down. Let's go for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can hug your knees, lower down, maybe rock side to side. Awesome. So that's single leg stretch. Next, double leg stretch. So just progressing from here. And if that doesn't feel good, you're gonna just stick with your single leg. Otherwise, we'll again build up to the full choreography. Let's find imprint and lift your legs, and then exhale, both legs reach. Inhale, return, keeping the head down for now. Cinch your waist in tight and draw your belly button downwards. Give yourself that deep core connection. And again, notice your range, especially with this one. If you go too low, that low back's gonna lift off and it's not gonna feel so nice. So maybe you're reaching up on a higher diagonal, that's fine. Wherever you can stay cinched in at your waist and hold your imprint. And if that's going well, let's exhale, curl up, inhale, lower, building up to it, up and down. Maybe you can feel your waist drawing in and down. Maybe you can see it. Notice if your belly wants to kind of bulge as you're reaching. Can you instead draw in and down? 2 more like that. And then full choreography coming up. Can you hold it up? Maybe you just reach the legs out and in. Harder for full choreography, adding in your arms. Arms reach above your head. They circle as you bend your knees. Exhale everything out. Inhale, circle and tuck. Can you hold the same degree of flexion up here the whole time? So as you go to reach, don't worry about reaching your arms back behind you to the point where you lower down, but instead, just reach them up, like you're taking a top hat off your head and you're presenting it to the sky. You've got this. Let's try 3 more. 2. Last one. And relax, release. Rock around. Maybe you put your feet down for windshield wipers, whatever feels good. Okay, so that was double leg stretch. That's technically day 6 and 7 of March Madness. We're gonna bring it all the way back to day number 1 for hundreds. And again, we'll build our way up. So now you know you have your options. You could do your hundreds leaving your head down. You could do it leaving your feet down. We're gonna start with just leaving the feet down and doing some crunches. Let's reach the arms to the sky. Palms face forwards. Now, just nod your chin. Then curl up like you're trying to press the floor into the ground with those arms, except they stay hovered. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push that floor down. So you're just actively pressing through those arms like you're moving through molasses, something sticky you have extra resistance to push into. Now, can you hold it up? Let's practice our hundreds. Pump your arms by your sides. Nice and small. And you're just gonna inhale for 5 beats. Exhale for 5. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. Now with your hundreds, we're gonna do that ideally with your legs up in tabletop the whole time. Or if you wanna make it more challenging, you'll add in your legs, maybe singles, maybe doubles, whatever works for you. Or feet down or head down. Make it work for you, right? We're gonna be up there for a full 100 beats of those arms. Now, no floppy wrists, no bending elbows, straight, strong arms. It comes from the shoulders and it's small, moving like an inch or 2, keeping arms hovered. And moving with intention, okay? Not just floppy. Let's do it. Find your imprint if you're going all the way up there. Lift your legs tabletop. And then let's reach the arms, nod, curl your way up, and let's start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you add in the legs. Maybe both. You're halfway. Maybe you bend in and out. Maybe you just hold it out. 75. Straight, strong arms, last breath. Pause, can you reach up higher? Then lower down completely, and that was 100. Lay yourself out flat on the floor. Give yourself a good moment. Abs are on. And it's a good thing too, because the classic Pilates repertoire calls for a lot of abs. So we're not done with them yet. Next we have roll up, and this is why we have our flex band. So go ahead and grab that band and put it around your feet. This is day 2. So following right after hundreds. We're gonna reach the legs long on the mat. Grip the band pretty good. The more tension you have, the more help you'll get. Start with your arms long by your sides. And now we'll start with a prep here as well. Nod your chin first, curl up and just do a little bicep curl, and then lower yourself back down. So as you curl up, I want you to draw your ribs to the floor and find your imprint and just go to that point and then back off. Don't go so high that you try to thrust yourself up any further. Right now, keeping it small, establishing where your imprint is, establishing that kind of sticking point. And you could always stick with this. We'll just keep practicing a little longer. Important for your neck is to tuck that chin before the head lifts off the floor. So you're going to give yourself that double chin first. Now you could do this without the band. It will be harder on your abs to get up, but if you want hands behind your head, feel free, or one arm. I would say do at least one arm long, because having 2 hands behind your head will actually make it a lot harder. Whereas if you reach an arm, it changes your center of gravity. It makes it a bit easier. Okay, now can we continue that motion into your full roll up using this band? Nod your chin, curl up through that bicep curl, then continue to peel all the way off the mat until you're folded over your legs at the top. Enjoy that stretch. Then sit up tall. Tuck the tail, start to roll down. Bicep curl as you get there. Reach out of your feet, try to go slow, and then arms lengthen once you lower down. Keep going. Nod, curl up, bicep curl during the sticky spot. The more you pull, the more help you get. You fold, you let those arms lengthen a little when you sit up. And that way, as you find your sticky spot rolling down, you can add in your tension, adding in that bicep curl. Let's try one more with the band, and maybe you'll stay with the band, maybe you'll progress by doing it without. Again, the tighter you grip up, the more help you get. And if this is still not easy for you, that makes sense. This not only requires a ton of ab strength, but also lots of back mobility, hamstring length, and body proportions matter too. So if like you're more top heavy, then it might be harder for you to get up, so don't worry. Either try to do it with the band as much as you can without flinging yourself up, or you could stick with the half range and just build your strength there. Otherwise, no band to make it harder. Arms reach up, you nod your chin, you reach through those fingertips and you peel all the way up and you reach forwards over those legs. Sit tall, hands just shoulder height. Tuck and roll back down. Reach out of your feet, reach out of your fingers, and reach backwards through the belly button. That sense of opposition is key with this one. You gotta reach backwards through your belly as you reach forwards out of your limbs. Like you're trying to like pull your body apart. And you'll adjust as you go in case you're sliding around. You'll pull up your pants as you go. That's a typical thing for roll up, is you gotta pull up the pants. Make it work for you. How nice is this stretch at the top though? It makes it all worth it, I think. It's one of my favorite exercises because of that. Let's just go for one more here. You got this, bone by bone. And then you lie down flat. Maybe you reach your arms above your head to stretch out. Turning the head to release tension in your neck. Okay, next, there's 2 options for this. If you're a Club Pilates person, we have modified the March Madness schedule so that we have options that are accessible to everyone and class appropriate. So I think day 4, 3 or 4 of your March Madness is meant to be your not roll up, you'll roll over. So that one, you'll be going all the way up and over with your legs. It can put a bit of pressure on your neck and shoulders and spine. So we're gonna do articulated bridge instead. That's what it is in the Club Pilates repertoire for this March Madness challenge. So we're starting there. Give yourself some space, plant your feet, sitting bone distance, arms long by your sides. Go ahead and tuck your tail and peel your way up, bone by bone. Pause at the top, melt your way down, bone by bone. And keep going like that. Exhale, tuck, get the low back down first, then roll up. Squeeze your glutes, find one long line at the top, and then leave your tail tucked for as long as possible as you melt down through chest, then ribs, then low back, then tail. So trying to really articulate. And that way you're still getting the same sort of spinal mobility that you would with a full rollover, which we'll get into in a minute, okay? We're gonna play around with a couple of these March Madness moves first. A couple more just like this, warming up the glutes and hamstrings. Last one here, let's just hold it at the top for a second. Let's do some pulses, because we might as well make it more work. Nice small pulse, squeezing and releasing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel free to stay with that. Otherwise, can you march? Lift one leg at a time, tabletop. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keeping your hips stable and level. Maybe they got to go a little lower to make this more manageable. That's fine. Otherwise, as long as low back feels good, keep them high. Pushing into the mat with that floor heel. Let's try 3 more. 2, your ribs are staying drawn in. 1 more. And then lower yourself down, articulating. Hug your knees, stretch your legs. Now let's jump forwards into, I think, day 5 of March Madness, which is one leg circle. So that's the same whether you're a Club Pilates person or not. We're gonna reach your right leg to the sky. Left leg can either be straight or bent on the mat. Then let's circle it around. Dial it in, down, out, and around, making a nice big circle. And that circle comes from the hip. It's a big one. Your hips might rock side to side. That's okay, but find a sense of stability by engaging your core. Now, if your hip flexor is just dying, 2 options. You can do it with a bent knee, or grab your flex span again, put it around your foot, and circle holding your flex span. That will feel a lot nicer, more stretchy, whereas this one without the band is definitely more active. You're recruiting your hip flexor a ton to lift that leg each time. Last in this direction, then we're gonna reverse. Let's use the exhale as the leg falls open so that we can try to keep the opposite hip heavy. And if you have your leg long on the mat, reach actively out of it. Either a pointed toe or flexed. But having that leg active is gonna help with that stability. Last one here, and then let's just change sides. Reach straight up, circle around. Might feel different going to the next side. I always feel like I get so much more used to it and warmed up getting through that whole first side. Second side always feels weird until it gets warmed up. 3 more that direction. Again, modify as needed. Bent knee if your hip flexor is dying. Band if you want that more stretchiness. At the top, we reverse. And then we're also gonna add on to these and make them a little fancier. Different variations coming at you soon. We just gotta finish off 3 more here. Really pulling the leg towards you each time. A little tiny pause at the top is what's meant to happen before going into that next circle. Finish off, lower your leg. Now, let's reach your right leg back up. Plant your left foot down flat, arms flat by your sides. We're doing a bridge with your single leg circle. Maybe. If not, you can either bridge marching or any of the options we did, or just hang out down on the floor for single leg circle, 1 leg circle, okay? So whatever works. Reach your right leg to the sky if you're following along. Lift your hips, circle it around. Let's just do 5 per side. Trying to keep hips level. Circles will probably be smaller. 2. Ooh. Reverse directions. Ooh. I'm getting a hamstring cramp, but I can work through it. It's fine. Everything's fine. 2 more, and then we have a transition coming. Last one. Now lower your hips. Curl up and reach your left leg to the sky. Send your right leg long. It can either hover or rest down. I want you to circle here. Hands behind your head. Harder if you hover that bottom leg. Now it's about your abs because now you're in a crunch. 2. Trying to stay centered, obliques work hard. Reverse. You can do this. 3. 2. 1 more. And then we're switching sides. We stay with the left leg reaching up. We plant the right foot down. We lift the hips. Circle. Ooh. So much work, but we can do this. 3. Again, you can modify. 2. 1. Reverse. Smaller if needed. Last 2. Last one, and then we got the abs. We lower, we send the left leg long, right leg to the sky, and then we circle it around. Left leg either stays hovered or lowers down. 1 more that direction. Then reverse. Almost done with all these 1 leg circles. You're gonna hate them after. It's fine. Last 2. Last one. Woo! Okay. Rock around a little. Stretch your legs. Okay. Then we're gonna try your full roll over. As long as you don't have things going on with your spine, your back, like a herniated disc or stuff like that, or neck issues, you'll probably be okay to at least try the prep or try the full. Okay, so make it work for you. Otherwise, maybe more articulated bridges. You're gonna need some room above your head and in front of you for your legs. Starting with the prep, arms by your sides, find imprint, lift your legs. Shoot your legs out straight. Then lift and lift your bun just an inch or 2. Send your legs down and away. Exhale, reach your toes up to the sky. So a little reverse crunch. Pressing through the arms to help you out. Let's try 3 more. 2. Lower abs. As much control as possible. Give yourself a break. And maybe you stick with that. Otherwise, we'll try full rollover. So, same start position. We're gonna send the legs reaching out long. We start to lift up, then we peel all the way up and all the way over. Then, maybe you can tap your toes to the floor. If not, that's fine. You want your weight to be between the shoulders, not so much on the neck. Separate your legs hip width. Hover back up hip height. Flexing the ankles, we roll back down. Bone by bone, reach out of your feet. Control, control, control. Send the legs long. We lift, we roll over, pressing through the arms. The weight's between our shoulders. We separate the legs, hip width, and we roll down. So you're gonna point your toes on the way up and flex on the way down. Maybe you just go to hip height and that's it. Separate and flex, roll down. But as long as it doesn't feel icky on your neck, maybe you tap your toe to the floor. That's gonna give you a deeper stretch, which is one of the reasons this is one of my favorites again, just like that roll up. We'll try 3 more. Maybe you're doing this, maybe not. Listen to your body, please. There's a reason why we've decided not to teach this one in Club Pilates classes. It's not for every spine, and that's okay. Last one. Really take your time on that way down. Reach out of those heels, pull the belly button down and back. Slow, 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 slow. Woo, okay. Now take a seat. We got 1.5 more moves to get through because this one's another one that is Club Pilates modified. So we are seated for half roll back. Knees are bent, arms reach forwards. Exhale, scoot back halfway. Pause there. Fold over your legs, look at your knees, and roll back again. Staying scooped as you fold forwards and back. So this is the modified version of, I want to say it's like day 5. Half roll back, rolling back. Depends on the repertoire you've been trained in. I think rolling back's the full name of rolling like a ball, as it is in the Stott repertoire, which is the full move. So let's try one more like this. Maybe you stay with this. Otherwise, if your spine's good with flexion, rolling like a ball. It is as it sounds. Maybe scooch forwards a little, roll off of your tailbone, lift one leg, lift your second, so you're balancing. Your hands are holding onto your shins. You're gonna scoop your belly and stare down at your knees. Now, scoop back deeper, and you're gonna roll onto your shoulders, not so much your neck and head, but shoulders. You literally roll back, then you roll up and you find your balance. And you keep going like that. Rolling like a ball, literally. Now, the key with this one is you gotta really round. That's how you get back. Scoop the belly, tuck the tail. I want you to avoid kicking your feet. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I saw you. You were kicking, weren't you? I didn't actually see you. I'm not that creepy, but I know the tendencies. Try your best to keep your feet stable in space and instead have the motion come from your core. We'll try 5 more. Having fun with it. Your head will never touch the ground. The chin stays tucked. Your weight goes between those shoulders as you roll back. 3. A lot of these classic exercises are so silly, but they're fun. It's a nice massage too. Last one. All right, fold forwards into a butterfly stretch. Big breath into your back. All right, and that concludes the first week of your March Madness challenge. So we did hundreds, we did roll up, we did roll over / articulated bridge, we did one leg circle, we did rolling like a ball / half roll back, we did single leg stretch, and we did double leg stretch. 7 days, all done. You get to mark that off on your challenge if you did it. So congrats, week 1 finished. I'll see you back here next week for week 2. Have a great rest of your day. Bye everyone.